Investigation underway over harassment of British national by bogus police in Colombo. Illegal road construction in Hantana Environmental Protection Area. Wilpattu forest destruction continues. President meets Qatari Prime Minister. Ceylon Petroleum Corporation reveals $400 million could be saved if oil refinery upgraded.
A very good evening to you. You're watching Primetime News on News First. I'm Chaturanga Hapuarati.
And I'm Jitendra Gunasena. Let's start off with the top story for the night. Today, the strike action launched by safari jeep drivers of the Yala National Park continued for a fourth day.
Following a temporary closure due to the drought season and impact on the ecosystem, the Yala National Park was reopened on the 23rd of this month, earlier than originally planned. With the decision to reopen the park, the Department of Wildlife announced a restriction on vehicles entering to 450 a day, citing the harm caused to wildlife by excessive numbers. In protest to this decision, safari jeep drivers of the Yala National Park staged a demonstration opposite the entrance. Yesterday, a meeting was held between the Deputy Director General of Wildlife, Ranjan Marasinghe, and the safari drivers. Marasinghe suggested that the talks were successful. The decision was extremely successful. They got to know what our expectation was. They too made us aware of their difficulties. Both parties decided that we must work under the rules and regulations for the sake of protecting these for the future generations. The decisions we take must be discussed with the political authority as well. We have to follow the administration procedure. While this is the opinion of the Deputy Director General of Wildlife, the driver suggested otherwise, saying Marasinghe could not give a direct solution to the issue. He could not give us a proper answer in his capacity. The subject minister is overseas. We hope that on his return, we would get a response. No safari vehicles were seen at the Yala National Park today. As a result, the park, which is usually crowded, looked deserted today. The safari drivers were informed by the Ministry of Sustainable Development and Wildlife to arrive for a discussion at 10 a.m. tomorrow. The issue was also brought up at a media briefing convened by the Wildlife and Nature Protection Society and the Environment Foundation in Colombo yesterday.
It has been estimated that the jeep drivers in Yala make about 80% of what the national park make. That's income. That's just the jeep drivers.
In addition to the parking?
In addition to everything else. That's the income that those jeep drivers make. There's the other economy, the local economy. They make an income. And how are they making this income? Thanks to the national park that we have in Sri Lanka. You know, that is bringing an enormous amount of money as it is and has the potential to bring 2-3 times that much if managed properly and most importantly if conserved, if saved for the future. We are looking to preserve this natural resource, this natural wonder for years and years to come, not to be destroyed by next January's election or whatever, right? That's what we are here for, and that's what we are asking, that's what we are pleading. Let the department do its job, and if it does it correctly, all these wonderful places in Sri Lanka are going to be preserved for future generations and for the future prosperity of this country.
Now, this decision, from what I understand, the decision to open the park on the 23rd and limit it to 100 vehicles was made. It was a political decision made on the 18th of October, and the department given instructions to implement it by the 23rd. So I feel that when you give such a order, you are hoping that it fails, because it's impossible to make it work in such a short period of time, because how do you start managing it, right? So if the political authorities seriously wanted the limits, they should have given enough time for the department to come up with a system to then start figuring out how to give equitable entrance to the jeep drivers.
The outcry over the felling of trees at the Wilpattu National Park continues. A News First team visited the area to see the situation firsthand.
The construction of several houses on parkland on either side of the main road leaving from the Vilpattu National Park to Mannar led to a public outcry in the recent past. News1st visited this area yesterday. We were able to witness how the section of forest towards the coast had been cleared. It was evident that the forest area towards the coast had been systematically cleared for a housing project. Several houses that had been constructed in the area amid the tensions are now abandoned, and nature has made its way into these houses. The Kal Aru forest or the Marachikati Karadikuli forest located north of the Vilpattu National Park is considered as part of the thriving ecosystem of the Vilpattu National Park. Around 3,000 acres of this ecosystem had fallen victim to deforestation since 2015 due to land reclamation for settlements. According to maps drawn since 1938, the establishment of human settlements commenced from 2010. Since then, the deforestation taking place had given a legal face following a letter issued by the Department of Forest Conservation on the 14th of February 2013. According to this letter, the Department of Forest Conservation released 1,080 acres of land it owns in the Mannar district for the resettlement of displaced people. There is a court ruling over a tsunami housing project in the Ampara district in 2009. It said providing houses to only one community was a violation of the fundamental rights of all Sri Lanka. Court ruled houses should be distributed among all communities equally. The issue we have is, why isn't this ruling applied to Vilpattu?
මම පිළිගන්නවා මේක මේ මීරිගමත් යනවා පස්සයාලේ යනවා කුරුණෑගල යනවා තව ඉස්සරහට ගියොත් දඹුල්ලටත් දීර්ඝ වෙනවා හැබැයි ඒ වගේම තව අතුගංග ඔබතුමාගේ ගෙවල් වලට තැරිලා තියෙනවා ඒකයි තියෙන ප්‍රශ්නේ.
A construction is currently taking place in Hantana Kandy, which further proves the statement made by Anurukumar Dissanayake, the chief opposition whip of Parliament. The Road Development Authority is at the centre of this illegal road construction taking place adjacent to the western end of the Hantana Mountain Range Environmental Protection Area.
The area in which this construction is taking place is rich in biodiversity and is considered as an environmental protection area. The Hantana Mountain Range Environmental Protection Area is home to the catchment area which supplies water to the Kandy city. A gazette clearly states if any form of construction is to take place, proper legal permission must be obtained. However, the construction of a road continues in clear violation of the law. Central Province Director of the Central Environmental Authority, K.P. Velikannage, said field officers have been dispatched to inquire into the matter and therefore he cannot comment to the media.
I object to this. The Hantana area is for the general public and it must be respected. We will investigate the legal nature of what is taking place because we have a responsibility for the people.
At a time when the RDA is engaged in an illegal road construction in the Hantana Mountain Range Environmental Protection Area, which has a population of 0, this is the condition of roads in Kochikade, Kotahena, Blumandal and several other areas in the city of Colombo. Dilapidated roads in the area are the prime reason for the daily traffic congestion.
A special discussion on the impact of the Central Expressway on property and the environment was held at the Ministry of Higher Education and Highways today.
On the 19th of this month, residents who have lost their lands because of the Central Expressway staged a demonstration opposite the Ministry of Higher Education and Highways. The protesters dispersed when an official at the ministry promised to provide a discussion for them. Chairman of the All Ceylon Peasants Federation, Nama Karunaratne, and affected persons representing 4 districts attended the discussion. Subject Minister Lakshman Kiruyalla, Additional Secretary to the Ministry R. Ranavira, Project Director of the Central Expressway LBS Virakon, and the Chairman of the RDA represented the Ministry of Highways at the meeting.
The minister and left by 11 stating that he had another meeting. The earlier decision was to build a 5-kilometer stretch from Kurunagala on pillars. However, due to a special effort by Minister Kiruyalla, this has changed. This could cause flooding in Kurunagala in the future. Officials come into the villages and act like policemen. The people are severely inconvenienced.
They
say that this is the government stance. This is how much we will pay. You can do what you want with it. This clearly shows the attitude of the minister and the officials. It does not matter to them if we are out on the road. It was revealed today that the minister and the officials officials are not interested. They are stealing our homes and lands for next to nothing. These people are not receiving compensation according to the Gazette. There are people here who have only received 900,000 rupees for the land and a 3-storied building. This gentleman asked them to build a house for him with this money if they can. Minister Kirialla has no issue. He stated in Parliament that he has 400 million in his bank account. He said that he had 30,000 acres of land. It's true, such people won't feel a thing when they acquire the hand-earned 10 to 15 perch lands of the people.
Stay tuned for a headline-making story on the other side of this short commercial break.
Add a touch of class. Switch on style with Kevilton modular switches.
Well, tonight we are in the newsroom to talk about one person, that is Adam Kelvick, a British citizen who was in Sri Lanka recently. A Facebook live stream that he conducted on the 24th of this month at around 1 a.m. is currently making the rounds on social media. Now, this video, which he has on his Facebook page, shows him being stopped by an unidentified group and being harassed. Let's have a look at the video first, then we'll discuss more.
Go away. Get out. Listen, guys, we're being stopped in the middle of the street. I don't know where we are. Okay, what's happening now?
It's police. We got information that there's a transporting cocaine.
Transporting what?
Cocaine.
Transporting cocaine. Go away. You're on Facebook Live. Your face is being seen now. Okay?
No problem.
Okay, no problem. The registration plate, guys. I don't know what's going on. Where's your ID? Can I see your ID? Yeah. Excuse me, can I see your ID? You're saying I'm taking cocaine. No. Show me ID. No. I'm not going anywhere without ID. This is the location where we are. We're next to Mac Lubricants. I know this is a bit dramatic, guys, and I'm really sorry to involve you in this. What's he trying to do? Huh? What's he trying to do? I don't have any illegal thing. Okay, guys.
Police in there? No, CID. Huh?
So where's your ID?
I don't want to see for you.
Pardon?
Because you're not Sri Lankan. I want to see Sri Lankan my IDs. Check.
Okay, let me...
Go straight.
You're taking me to the hotel.
Go to the Lanka police station.
Don't touch my things. No, come on, man.
Excuse me.
Sir, put in. No, even searching. No ID, no search. No. Don't get ID, and then you can come and search. Sorry.
iPhone license.
No.
Sorry. Hey, Varavana. Hey. Varavana. Huh? Sorry.
The car license plate, which is CAE 1114, is registered to an individual who is a resident of Angoda.
Newsfirst managed to track down the vehicle in Kohilavatta, Angoda. We spoke to the owner of the vehicle as well.
My mama number මගේ තමයි වාහනේ මම තමයි මුදල් දීලා ගත්තා.
වා පාවිච්චි කරනවද දිගටම?
මම පාවිච්චි කරනවා.
වෙන කවුරු පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ නැහැ මේ වාහනේ. වා රෙන්ට් එකට දීලා තියෙනවද?
කරන්නේ නැහැ. මම යාළුවෝ අරන් යනවා. අරන් යනවා ඉතින් සත්‍යයට සරයන් දෙසරේ යාගේ වාහනේ වික්කින්ද එයා අරන් යනවා.
Now this video is recorded at around 1 a.m. on the 24th by this gentleman, Adam Kelvick. This is him seen leaving Sri Lanka. Now, according to his Facebook feed, Adam Kelvick was stopped when he was returning from Sripada. Later, he goes to the police himself, lodges a complaint, and then there is an anonymous tip that is delivered to the police saying that he is in possession of some illegal substance. He then accompanies the police to his hotel room in Colombo in order to search his room. This is what transpired after they went to the hotel room.
They want to check your bag.
Okay.
They need to collect that baggage.
Why do they want to check my bags? Because I'm the suspect now.
So someone complained.
Someone made a complaint about me. Okay, my reply to that, I'm filming live and you can check the bags. I'm being treated like the victim. So let's go upstairs. Oh, he's found my soap. Oh. This one's for my beautiful wife. I love you. No problem. Okay, you don't take it. No. Of course not. Why is... No, I'm not comfortable now. Too many people are coming. Wood for burning.
What's it?
For burning. Wood for burning. This is scent. When you put it on the fire, it makes a smell. You know.
This is unlegal.
This is?
This is unlegal.
No, this is not drugs.
This is unlegal.
It's not illegal.
Can you please tell the exact place where did you buy this?
The Gemtown.
Gemtown.
Yeah.
What was the shop's name?
What's the name called? The Gemtown.
Now you
Tell me.
This is aloes wood.
Yes.
You know aloes wood?
What?
Aloes wood.
It's unlegal.
Aloes wood. You know aloe vera, aloes wood? No, it's not illegal.
This is called Mallapatta.
Huh? I don't know what it's called.
In the hotel room, the police discover nearly 4 kilograms of agar wood, which is a protected item in Sri Lanka and cannot be traded. He is then produced before courts after being arrested, and after he is produced before court, he is fined, and then through the intervention of the British High Commission in Sri Lanka, he is sent back to the United Kingdom. Once in the United Kingdom, Adam Kelwick posts several more updates. One key among them is this. Just arrived back in the UK, pled guilty to the possession of Elswood, which is another name for agar wood. Agar wood has been confiscated and he has been fined 20,000 Sri Lankan rupees. Now, there are several questions that arise when you analyze the entire situation as a whole. Who are the people that stopped Adam Kelwick while he was returning to Colombo? If they were members of the CID, why didn't they show their official identification? Else, if they were not members of the Criminal Investigations Department, then who are these people? Are these scam artists who rob people who come to Sri Lanka as tourists?
Hey, Varavanam, hey. Varavanam. Nee. Huh? Sorry.
Another thing that the police should definitely investigate is how is the sale of agar wood happening? Especially when a tourist arrives in Sri Lanka, how is he able to acquire this illegal item very easily? This is what the police had to say in this regard.
A British citizen was arrested by the Fort Police for possession of 3.7 kilograms of agar wood. He has lodged a complaint stating that he was stopped by a certain group and he was arrested. The Fort Police is carrying out an investigation into this.
කොටුව පොලිසියෙන් මේ ගැන විමර්ශන සිදු වෙනවා.
President Maithripala Sirisena is visiting state of Qatar and called on Prime Minister Abdullah bin Nasser bin Khalifa Al Thani for official bilateral talks.
It was significant that the Qatari Premier met President Sirisena at the hotel where the latter is staying in Doha. The Prime Minister said the state visit of President Sirisena is a special privilege to Qatar, adding the visit will further strengthen bilateral cooperation between the two countries. The two leaders discussed about continuously maintaining the strong bilateral relations between the two nations. President Sirisena briefed the Qatari Premier about the investment opportunities in Sri Lanka in the fields of power and energy. The President thanked the Qatari Prime Minister for the assistance given to Sri Lanka at international level and thanked him for the assistance given to the Sri Lankans who are working in many fields in Qatar. He said the new agreement signed during this visit will further increase the economic, commercial and technical cooperation between the two countries. President Sirisena invited the Qatari Premier to pay a visit to Sri Lanka. The Premier, who accepted the invitation, said it will further strengthen relations between Sri Lanka and Qatar.
Addressing a media briefing in Colombo today, officials of the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation expressed their views on the state of the company and their future plans.
Heart of our operation is the refinery. The refinery is 50 years old, almost. And the existing refinery can cater only for the 30% of country's demand. But the plans are underway to increase the refined capacity up to 120 barrels per day by year 2025. So the total investment and all these things are listed here, and we can recover. That's the wonder of this project. We can recover this within 6 years. You see, not like other projects, no? Certain projects, I don't know when I mention the names, but you see, it will take 110 years, 70 years, 30 years. But this project, you can get this recovery in 6 years. Though these are the areas where we have to invest. So if you say expected saving is about $400 million US, that means every year we can build about 20 kilometers of expressway out of this profit.
Views were also expressed regarding the losses suffered by the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation.
We are the only state institute, I think, who has to pay 300 billion to two state banks. Why is that? We were making losses every year. Is it our fault? Are we paid this lavish salaries? No, we are not. If you take the overhead component of all our operations, so about 60 cents out of 1 liter of petrol. It's very negligible. Then why is that huge losses? The big picture is that we are selling all our products below the cost. If you take diesel, super diesel, petrol, super petrol, over all these products we are selling at a lesser price than what we are importing. We are paying about 1 billion rupees per month as interest to state banks.
Krishanta Wickramasinghe also noted that steps have been taken to loosen restrictions that the CPC has in place for registering suppliers, adding that this could lead to healthy competition among suppliers and would result in lower prices.
The 44th model village constructed in the Hambantota district was declared open today under the auspices of Minister of Housing and Construction Sajith Premadasa.
Indian High Commissioner to Sri Lanka Taranjit Singh Sandhu was also present for the occasion to declare open the village, which has been named Santosagama. The village consists of 37 houses. A memorandum of understanding was signed between Sri Lanka and India under the Samata Sevana Grama Shakti village program. The agreement was signed by the Indian High Commissioner on behalf of the Government of India and the Secretary to the Ministry of Housing and Construction on behalf of the Government of Sri Lanka. Today, India, our closest neighbour, has made a financial donation of 600 million rupees to resolve our country's housing issue. This is a significant victory to our country. Up to now, the Indian government only provided assistance to resolve the housing issues in the north, east and of the estate communities. But through the special international relations our government has created, we have been able to obtain a financial donation, not a loan, but a financial donation from one of the strongest countries close to us to help provide an immediate solution to the housing issue faced by the poverty-stricken people of our country.
We are partnering with the Ministry of Housing and Construction to build 50 model villages across the country. India, as a genuine friend and neighbor, is happy to partner with Sri Lanka in its journey ahead. Our goal and destination are similar. As democracies, we remain committed to achieving the developmental aspirations of our people. India has always responded swiftly to the needs of Sri Lanka, be it drought, tsunami or floods.
Proceedings of the Presidential Commission of Inquiry investigating the bond issue will resume on the 2nd of November. This was confirmed to News First by Secretary to the Commission, Sumati Pala Udugam Surya. With that, we go into a short commercial break. More news on the other side.
Welcome back to the news. Minister S.P. Dissanayake commented on the local government elections while attending the inauguration of a social development institute in Siduwa.
The creation of several new Pradeshi Sabhas in Ginigathena and Maskelia will be done in a few weeks. A similar situation prevails in the east. So by mid-February, we will be able to conduct the local government elections. It will not be possible to have it in January. We can have elections in February. We cannot decide on that. The demarcation gazette has to be issued. The Elections Commission has the power to call for elections. Elections cannot be decided based on the fancy of a minister, the Prime Minister or even the President.
The Colombo North Teaching Hospital obtained DNA samples from the woman who is believed to be the birth mother of Sheree Atchison, a UK IT tycoon who is looking for her Sri Lankan mother. And today, the woman believed to be Sheree's mother has agreed to reveal her identity for the first time. She is Dingiri Amma.
Sherry Atchison is listed as one of the UK's top 35 most influential women in tech 2017. Several weeks ago, Newsfirst launched an investigation to locate her birth mother. Sherry was born on the 28th of January in 1991 as Niroshika. After several weeks of tireless investigations, we located Dingiri Amma, who lives in Malsiripura, Kurunegala, and she accepted that Sherry was in fact her daughter. Sherry also found out that she has a brother and a sister. We examined the similarities between Dingiri Amma and the woman in the photographs believed to have been her mother, given to us by Sherry Atchison. In addition, information Dingiri Amma provided to us matched with some information that we had in our possession. However, to be absolutely certain, both parties agreed to undergo a DNA test. The required instruments had been sent to Sri Lanka by Alpha Biolabs in the UK, and a team from the Colombo North Teaching Hospital secured the DNA samples from Dingiri Amma. These samples are to be sent to the UK, and following the examinations, Sherry Atchison is expected to arrive in the island.
The inaugural ceremony of the 38th National Conference of the Chartered Accountants of Sri Lanka was held in Colombo yesterday. TV1 and Yes FM are the electronic media partner for the three-day conference being held at the BMICH.
The conference this year is being held under the theme Dynamism, Agility in Leadership.
The government as a whole needs to provide agile leadership to the country. You have to have agile leaders, and as a whole, the mechanism, the institution, the structure must be agile. We do not want people who are resistant to change in legislation or policy just because it is changed. Yes, I agree. You may be critical of us for various inconsistencies in various policies on the economy, budgets gone a bit haywire, but also do appreciate that with passion, with courage, your government is attempting to lay the foundation that all people are treated equally in this country, and on that foundation we can build the businesses, and with the businesses, the economy.
The keynote address was delivered by the only Forbes-listed billionaire in Nepal, Dr. Binod K. Chowdhury.
We need to develop an intentional and proactive approach to change. We don't always think outside the box. We also look for our strengths inside the box. We need creative thinkers with a deep sense of purpose. In my opinion, the world is going to be so compact, so technologically driven, so integrated, and so efficient that if we cannot catch up with the race, we will be out of the scene at no time.
Recently, they have noticed inconsistent policy frameworks, some kind of retrospective taxes, some corruption charges, and this has created a bit of uncertainty. Rather than complaining about certain ambiguity out there in the environment beyond our control, we need to respond to these volatilities with all due agility.
Before we take a look at the international news, let's take a look at cartoonist Asanka Ladua Hetty's take on today's news.